Our own beloved Guru Swamiji was born in such an atmosphere in 1927, the son of Devaki Amma, now known as Swami Shivasadananda Mataji, who resides at the ashram in Neyyar, where she is loved by all. Mataji is an embodiment of Indian spiritual culture and heritage. And even now, at her advanced age, one can find her daily reading Vedas, doing puja, and attending satsang. Her health is strong, and she is active daily. Swamiji met Master at the young age of 17. He was barely out of school and had spent a short period in the army when he met the great Master who transformed him into Vishnu-devananda. Destined to bring a sense of balance and harmony to a troubled modern world. Recently, after having spent 30 years in the West, Swamiji has turned his attention to India and opened the Sivananda Yoga Dhanvantari Ashram in Neyyar. Here, the principles of yoga and Vedanta, as taught by Swami Shivananda, are given daily. Once a year, in January, there is a yoga teacher's training course which is attended by many students from India as well as from abroad. It is an intensive course in which all the fundamentals in both theory and practice of yoga and Vedanta are taught to the students to give them a firm foundation in the spiritual path. An extremely practical course. It enables the student to both practice and understand inwardly the old teachings of India. Master Shivananda's teachings can be summed up in a few words: serve, love, give, purify, meditate, and realize. Swamiji has brought his 5 principles of radiant health and happiness: proper exercise, proper relaxation, proper breathing, proper diet, positive thinking, and meditation. Coupled with the truths of Vedanta, these teachings are a dynamic source of inspiration to young people in this modern age of rush and turmoil, ignorance and misunderstanding.
We answer the question with this.
Practicing yoga and Vedanta, they can find peace and happiness amidst daily life.
I'm a Hindu, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm an Indian, I'm an American, I'm a Russian, I'm a German.
Swamiji constantly exhorts people to behold the Atman, or the self within, to detach from infatuation with body and all its trappings. And in order to realize complete peace and happiness, one should meditate deeply on this Atman or inner self. Traveling around India, Swamiji is often greeted as a Mahatma or great soul. Conferences, yagnas or sacrifices are arranged to instill inspiration and faith in people. In the modern age, we are under the threat of nuclear catastrophe, and Swamiji strongly feels that the only antidote is to repeat the name of God at all times, mentally, to write it as an antidote to nuclear hazards and catastrophe. This ancient ritual or yagna serves to transform the burning nature of fire, burn the ego, and bring about purity rather than destruction. Mantras are chanted, and a spiritual dynamo is created, sending out positive and healing vibrations to the whole world. These evolved rituals have been going on in South India for countless thousands of years. But individuals can simply write or repeat a simple mantra to help still their mind and create a more peaceful vibration in their families, homes, cities, towns, and countries. The Sivananda Yoga Dhanvantari Ashram is founded on the banks of Neyyar Dam, an irrigation dam in the foothills of the Sahyadri Mountains in South India. The buildings were built over a period of more than 20 years by a Vaidya or Ayurvedic physician, who then bequeathed the property to Swamiji. It is right in the midst of a verdant jungle. The dam waters are used to irrigate the surrounding paddy or rice fields of the local villages and are dependent upon the monsoon rains. The ashram sits atop a small hill, and in the early morning one can hear the sounds of the surrounding jungle awakening. The atmosphere is one of peace and quiet. The ashram is dedicated to the great sage Agastya Muni, who is said to reside on that hill known as Agastya Kutam, where he is meditating and maintaining the balance of India. Sage Agastya is also credited with being the founder of the Ayurvedic system of medicine, which utilizes many herbs and plants taken from this very jungle itself. The guardian deity of the ashram is the Mother Goddess, and she is worshipped daily in the morning and evening to invoke her blessings and protection for the well-being of the ashram and the inmates.
How many women evacuation employees take care of the children?
Start with the last time. Thanks.
How was
Nearby is Trivandrum, about 50 miles from the ashram. It is the capital of Kerala
For the yoga center in
and a
Trivandrum.
modern, busy, bustling
Want
city
to say hello to everyone?
with all the noise
Om Namo
and stress of any city in the world. Swami established the Sivananda Yoga Vedanta Center there in order to teach classes both in yoga and meditation to the inhabitants of Trivandrum. There is an Ayurvedic physician in residence and a small clinic operates. Classes are given on a daily basis, taught by both Westerners and Indians alike. In Trivandrum one can see the clash of the new and the old, but somehow, as in all of India, they seem to get along side by side, and life goes on in a constant harmony. Close to the ashram is the southern tip of India, where is situated the Vivekananda Rock Memorial. Upon the rock on which Swami Vivekananda sat for 3 days and nights meditating and received his vision to reawaken India to her spiritual culture. Here at Kanyakumari, 3 oceans meet, the Bay of Bengal, the Indian Ocean, and the Arabian Sea. And every Hindu should come to this place at least once in his or her life, bathe in the waters of the ocean, and watch the sunrise and sunset on the same day. Nearby is the Vivekananda Kendra, which has a school for young children, teaching them modern sciences as well as keeping the old traditions of India. When you visit the ashram, don't forget to go and bathe in the ocean at Kanyakumari and receive the blessings of the Mother. En route from Kanyakumari back to the ashram is Suchindram, a typical South Indian temple town, situated around a temple dedicated to Lord Shiva. This is the place where Anasuya did her penance and attained liberation. Once again, one can sense the clash of modern and old. And once again, somehow, these seem to go together in a blurry but harmonious clash and mergence of cultures, the paradox that is India. This is the temple tank, surrounded by Brahmin houses. People who are going to the temple come here to bathe before entering into the temple. And ancient practice kept on in the modern age. Driving back to the ashram, or on any Indian road for that matter, can be quite a hair-raising experience for the newly arrived Westerner. Sounds, sights, smells, noise, as well as the seeming lack of any rules of the road, can keep one
We're talking more about it. We'll give you some more literature about it.
The ashram teaches the teachings of Swami Shivananda and Swami Vishnu-devananda. Swamiji's principles are taught: proper exercise, proper relaxation, proper breathing, proper diet, positive thinking and meditation. Here the early morning class are doing the sun salute to warm and loosen the body before doing the yoga asanas. This platform is down on the side of the dam, and it is a beautiful place to do yoga asanas, as one can always hear the jungle sounds coming across the water.
A little louder.
Nadi Shakti Pranayama to practice now.
Students are also taught the basics of yogic breathing, called pranayama, or control over the pranic energy through breathing exercises. This is done to bring balance to the pranic system, bringing health to the body as well as psychic advancement. Yogic kriyas or cleansing exercises are also taught. Cleaning out the nasal cavities in order to make the breathing exercises better. The whole digestive system is cleaned as well through various kriyas. This one known
Keep it silent with a boiled water. Just to give you the purpose. And last one. You don't want to match, you know?
proper diet is vegetarian diet based upon sound principles of nutrition. The food is also quite simple and is eaten in a pure atmosphere. This is the traditional way in India on a banana leaf. Positive thinking and meditation is practiced twice daily, in the early morning and evening. Silent meditation is followed by chanting. The repetition of devotional chants helps to channel basic emotions such as lust, anger, greed, hatred, and jealousy towards higher devotion, compassion, and love for God and humanity. Thus, subtly, over a period of time, the students are slowly transformed in both body, mind, and soul. Swami Shivananda and Swamiji stress the need for karma yoga or selfless service as a means to purifying the heart and teaching one to give. The ashram has many opportunities for karma yoga or selfless work. Here in the hot kitchen, over open fires, the simple meals are prepared, much as they have been done for many thousands of years in the south of India. Students lend a hand, though the cooks are well-trained professionals.
Put jaggery or sugar and other medicines. So
the ashram also has an Ayurvedic pharmacy.
Bottles and keep under the
Dr. Rai, an Ayurvedic physician, is preparing here Chavanaprash, or a general tonic and fortifier. The recipe was said to have been handed down by sage Agastya. Many ingredients are cooked and blended together and then kept stored under earth for a period of 40 days, after which the tonic is ready for use. 1 tablespoon in the morning and evening in a glass of warm milk.
This is the Sivananda Dhanvantari pharmacy at the ashram
is the Indian
Neyyar
god of
Dam.
medicine and is always invoked before any healing or medicinal work is done. All the medical knowledge is contained in Sanskrit slokas or verses which must be learned. The pharmacy is growing steadily along with the ashram, and already about half a dozen preparations are available. Nearby in the local village, Swami is inaugurating the Sivananda Auto Mechanic Institute and the Sivananda Institute of Commerce to help the local villagers raise their standard of living. Beginning with the puja on the engine and the teacher, Swamiji himself gives the first lesson on how pistons work in the engine. Next door is the Sivananda Institute of Commerce, a typing school teaching the young village women secretarial skills. Typewriters are blessed as the young students stand ready, and once again Swamiji gives the first lesson. Next door is the nursery school, attended by about 40 of the young village children, where they come every day to have meals and learn chants, songs, dances, play games, and of course the basics of arithmetic, reading and writing. After the inaugural functions, of course, comes the feast. People eat sitting in lines on banana leaves. Rice is the staple diet and is served at every meal, often in huge helpings.
Sugam. Kaichu.
Of course, the children have their own feast. For what would a function be without lots of eating? The guest cottages of the ashram are on the opposite side of the hill to the dam, overlooking rice paddies, coconut trees and banana plantations. The ashram itself is situated inside the dam property, which has beautiful gardens surrounded by lush plants, as well as some very interesting statues. The ashram cottages were built recently. One can see many of the old methods of doing things in the ashram. Here the dhobi or washerman prepares his iron by heating or burning coconut husks and placing the coals inside the iron. Even though tedious and somewhat hot to the fingers, he seems to be able to do a much better job than many modern irons can do.
Copy.
The cooks prepare the food simply,
What are you doing?
taking time to clean it well.
What are you
Here,
making?
flour is prepared for chapatis for the evening meal. Dr. Sivananda Advaryu is visiting the ashram. He is an eye surgeon from Gujarat in the northwest of India and is the long-time devotee of Swami Shivananda. Dr. Advaryu and his helpers travel around the country giving eye camps, mostly removing cataracts, enabling people with defective vision to see again. Even at the advanced age of over 80 years, he is able to do more than 150 cataract operations per day. Held in camps in different localities, Dr. Advaryu might help about 1,000 people a week as he travels throughout India. The operation is simple, taking a short period of time. In the ashram, one can see many of India's old cultural heritages. This is known as Kalaripayat, a martial art form from which karate and others trace their ancestry. Here the practitioner demonstrates the salute and warm-up exercises while speaking an ancient Malayali tongue. The ashram is visited by many musicians and artists. Here, Seema Ben sings classical South Indian music, known as Carnatic music. This is devotional music utilizing many different tones and vocal ranges, and one must train from an early age to be able to master it. Through the influence of the movies, the youth of India often turns towards other forms. This young man is proficient in karate and has become the karate champion of South India. Natural life is never very far in the ashram, and there's a great respect for the wildlife that lives in and around the ashram. Dance forms of India are many and various. Nearly all of them are classical and tell the stories of the gods and goddesses, the great epics of India. They were traditionally performed in the temples and helped to show people how to live properly and to be inspired by the ideals of the great sages and saints. This is Bharatanatyam, or the temple dance. Many intricate eye and hand movements as well as bodily gestures combine to tell stories of devotion and love for God. But Kerala is most famous for the Kathakali, a vigorous dance mime, often going on all night during the great Kathakali festivals that are held every year in Kerala. The costumes are elaborate, the makeup taking many hours to apply. Music is usually only supplied by a drum or two, as well as some vocals. Near to the ashram is the ever-present jungle. Here, a small shrine stands at the entrance to the domain of the great sage Agastya. Many pilgrims pass this way en route to the peak of Agastya, where they spend a night in meditation, returning to their homes later, filled with energy and strength gained from the pilgrimage. The jungle has an awesome stillness. The penetrating silence which slowly enters into one's heart. February is a popular time of the year for a pilgrimage. One comes across many pilgrims en route to Agastya Kuttam. His presence is everywhere felt and refreshes the tired and weary pilgrims as they cross through the rivers and streams and mountain paths. This is a timeless land. Spiritual energy can be felt in the earth itself.
It's not merely prostrating before the Gurudev, she is demonstrating in her action. So Dr. Adhari came all the way at 81 years old. He did all his duty and gone this morning. And that shows their devotion to the Master.
Swamiji is once again departing, going back to the west. But he has a final message for all.
That's not something, merely prostrating before the so forth. So, Om Namo Narayanaya. That's all I had to give. So devotion is not just physical devotion. If you really devoted to me and Gurudev mission, work for him, sacrifice your comforts and conveniences, everything will get it. That's the final instruction. Then you will get everything. Okay, Dr. Swami, take care of everybody. Then I'll be very happy. Okay. Mataji ka. Okay. Om Namo. Everyone take it. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Om Trembakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvargam Vandanaat Mrityor Mukshemamritat. Om Trembakam Yajamahe Sugandham Pushtivardhanam Urvargam Vandanaat Mrityor Mukshemamritat. Om Trembakam